What's going on, gamers? We got a lot to talk about here in regard to Battlefield 6 and Call of Duty. Congratulations to EA on launching a new shooter and getting in COD's face so that it can become a better game. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about here. Definitely with the recent adjustments to COD, putting the beta next to Battlefield, and then changing SBMM, open matchmaking, right, persistent lobbies, aim assist adjustments, which is funny. I have a video here. And then when we think about all this happening, I go back to this. Activision reportedly isn't worried about the release of Battlefield 6 because leadership believes the Call of Duty franchise is too big to fail. Well, I have big news for you. Looks like they're up in your face now big time, and you're getting very insecure. We can tell big time because when they said that back then, I find it funny that when we're looking at things now, they seem to be getting all bent out of shape and moving all around, right? Putting a beta next to it and everything. No, I don't think so, Activision. You guys need to make a better game. Stop recycling it and making it a factory product, like a machine is just, making things soullessly. With AI, Battlefield is up in your face. They're going to narrow down the window, and this is great because this means you're going to get better. We have a lot to talk about here because we also have something else, too, that we need to get to. And that is, which is kind of weird, if you're playing Battlefield 6 on Xbox, you will earn less XP than on PlayStation. And there's something going on with PlayStation Plus members, and this is a deal Sony has. So don't be surprised if this little stuff happens because we've seen this happen with Destiny and other games. Sony is getting an extra 5% bonus. And what do I mean by that? Okay, let's go down. This guy says, why is this a thing if you're on Battlefield 6? PlayStation players are getting more XP. Battlefield 6 is out now after 4 years of waiting since 2042. Thousands of players will be hopping into the game's vast multiplayer suite in the coming days, and for years to come for that matter. And remember, EA's narrowing down Battlefield now, having more teams on it. Want to get in their face consistently, and you got more games tanking around them too. Bringing a good squad with you is always recommended in Battlefield, but as it turns out, the squad will be benefited if it plays on PlayStation over other platforms. As shared by Charlie Intel, it's been discovered that partying up with 2 or more PlayStation Plus subscribers nets your whole Battlefield crew an extra 5% in bonus XP. While this isn't a huge boost, you actually get another 5% for just being in a party in the first place. It still feels rather silly to grant platform XP boosts like this, especially in this day and age while crossplay is a big thing in most multiplayer games. I mean, honestly, it just depends on if people take that 5% serious or not. I've seen stuff with the drink things back in the days with COD. They would do boosters and stuff, and every people to buy stuff they had and other players did. I really don't think people are going to get too bent out of shape about that, but what they will say is that it's obvious that Sony still wants some of that type of deals going on their platform to benefit their gamers. And I think we're going to see little stuff like that happening more and more over time. You can kind of expect this. This is something I wanted to talk about too, because we got 2 topics to talk about here. So we can get the way. So he says right here, if you join. Now he says, is this going to cause loads of players to change platforms for Battlefield 6? No way. No, probably not. But equally, a 5% boost is hardly likely to convince a PlayStation player to stick around by itself. This just comes across as a bit outdated to us, but to be honest, and the small boost makes it even more this, oh well, we'll have to live with it, we suppose. So going over to this post by Hunter, if you go all the way down here, this guy's saying like this on Xbox, but he missed the point. That's not what he meant. He's talking about this right here. This is the modifier. If you do that, like these are on both, but if you do this with PlayStation Plus, you're basically going to get triple bonus here. Stacking up. For people, on COD Worlds, you're like, hey man, I'm going to be prestiging fast. I care about that type of stuff. Or if you play the game all day anyways, you'll get there anyways over time. So that's my thing with that. But if somebody want to make it a big deal, I can see why they get a little bit annoyed with it. But going back over here. So from the subject of it's not a threat anymore, right? Call of Duty is too big to fail. Well, what's going on? Treyarch over here confirms for Black Ops 7 launch, like I said, open matchmaking, where skill is minimally considered, persistent lobbies, and aim assist adjustments. Let's take a look at this right quick and see what they have to say. Remember, Battlefield is launching big,
hey
the Call of Duty beta.
Here, design director at Treyarch, back again to answer some more of your questions about multiplayer coming out of the Black Ops 7 beta. Okay, let's get right into it with a juicy one. Are open playlists going to be the standard for launch? I'm very happy to say that the matchmaking that we introduced in the Black Ops 7 beta, which is the classic matchmaking where skill is minimally considered, will be the new standard matchmaking for Black Ops 7 multiplayer on launch. Next.
That right there shows everything. What's going on, man? Yeah, because you don't know why they did that. And Infinity Ward, they're the ones that kind of projected that into the game, by the way. It was one of the most stupid ideas I've ever seen. I was like, why are you alienating like that? At COD is just leave it to where it is like that. Then you're taking care of the common hole and people can just enjoy it. So The fact that they're doing this says a lot, because if we go on to this comment, this is what I think is funny right here. The actors and higher ups are hitting themselves because of Battlefield 6 and broke the safety glass to disable SBMM. Well, it's kind of a funny thing, but then people are saying, allegedly it's Infinity Ward false also. Well, yeah, Infinity will put that in there, but the fact is that if you felt like they weren't so much of a threat and you had the shooting world as your oyster, yearly for business and making a bunch of money and consistently selling, yeah, I think that's saying a lot now, isn't it? Let's also consider, too, how some of the Call of Duty players would go in Battlefield, which Battlefield is a superior game, and try to make it like it. But it's like, well, hold on, you have a factory game every single year. Everybody wants you to improve. Why do you want to come into that game and try to make it like that, when that's not what people want when they play Battlefield, which is a much better shooter and has more soul? That's why it doesn't release yearly like a factory sports title. So they are setting the way now. They're getting in their face. I love this. I want to see more shooters do this and more games just corner and surround them, say, get better. This is why you want this. You know what I mean? So let's continue and finish this.
Next question, and it's a good question. Why wait until the Black Ops 7 beta to try this? Simply put, it's a beta. Betas are meant for us to test things. We wanted to take a big swing on something that we knew.
You wanted to put ahead of Battlefield and you wanted to make this announcement because you're threatened. Call of Duty is not too big to fail. It's not the only game. This is not the blockbuster world. It's outdated. Time to step your game up.
You had a lot of feedback on. That's what we did with matchmaking, and that's why we did it. Are we getting persistent lobbies? Yes. Our goal with Black Ops 7 multiplayer on day one is to keep players together after a match. Obviously, it's a little trickier with quick play and dedicated servers, but the plan is to keep players together as much as possible. Are you changing aim assist? So I can say we are actively looking at the tuning of rotational aim assist and our aim assist strength across all inputs to make sure that we have a fair and competitive launch for Black Ops 7 multiplayer. What's changing from the beta? So in short, there's a ton based off of your feedback and our data. Let's get into a few questions to touch on those. I can't hear footsteps. So we hear you, or we don't. We wanted to kind of go out with...
Damn. Do not fall for Activision lies. Read the small print. People says at launch, as soon as they've locked up the game sales, they will put in engagement, optimize matchmaking to get people to spend on skins and other BS. Don't let greedy thieves manipulate you. Agreed. That's what I'm calling this stuff out. Then he just said, we heard you, or maybe not, right? Because he's kind of replying to that as if like, yeah, I can,
Black Ops 7 multiplayer beta and the footsteps a little bit on the softer side. We know there's always a bit of a back and forth with our community on how loud or soft the footsteps should be, but we are taking a look at bumping the volume of those footsteps just a little bit for launch. Can you make dexterity default? Believe me, I have seen the feedback on this. I will say that we are looking at our options. We want to make sure that you're not forced to play aggressively, but we also understand the importance of fluidity paired with our next level omni movement and new mechanics like wall jump. So we'll have more details to share.
all this stuff to me is right. I just didn't like the game. I liked it when it was more kind of like Modern Warfare originally and Modern Warfare 2. Whereas Battlefield has gotten better. I think it's going to take a long time because when you're launching something consistently all the time, you're not going to make massive improvements. So I just don't think this time, and you launched the game, and that, like, how did you come out with Black Ops 6 that day? It's like EA saying Battlefield 6 and then next year Battlefield 7. It's insane. It's too much abuse on that launch window and not enough improvement. Too much factory stuff. So Battlefield is coming with way more soul, and it's way better. And I think it should outsell it. It's gonna win. You know what I mean? The only thing COD has over Battlefield, and I tell you guys, is there are awesome single players, because Battlefield single player sucks ass. Everybody knows that. You know what I mean? I've never played a good Battlefield single player. Maybe a decent one time, I'm trying to remember. But COD campaigns are actually really good. That's one of the reasons why I would download it, beat that on the hardest difficulty. Now, not as much because you don't have an achievement for that anymore. Maybe play a little bit of zombies, try multiplayer. Like, I can't do this. You know what I mean? Battlefield just feels way more soulful and better. And it's a clear winner this time, and they're going to have to get better, and this is good. Let me know what you guys think about this as we finish this off.
Here coming soon. Did you play the beta? Of course I did. I can give you kind of a personal anecdote, kind of a fond memory that jumps out to me. I said it before, overload on exposure with active camo, some of my favorite times in Black Ops 7. Definitely had a lot of fun there over the weekend. Some of your guitar riffs are too loud.
Okay, that's irrelevant stuff. But there we have it, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know what you think about EA pretty much getting in their face now and how they're kind of like coming like that. But we know this can't change overnight. It's going to take some time to get that game better. Later, y'all. Peace out. Have a great day. Enjoy this game. It's awesome.